Have you ever wondered what goes into making the carbonated drink you enjoy almost every day? From blending syrup according to an exact formula, treating the water to meet strict standards, to controlling temperature and cleanliness at every stage, everything must be done perfectly before it is shipped around the world. In today's video, we'll explore this entire process, how a bottle of Coca-Cola is made, from the factory to the hands of consumers. But before diving into each stage of the production process, let's take a look at the bigger picture. Each year, the global ready-to-drink non-alcoholic beverage industry generates around $700 billion in revenue, and within that massive world, Coca-Cola is the dominant name. Today, Coca-Cola holds roughly 40 to 45% of the global carbonated soft drink market. With distribution of more than 200 different beverage brands and operations spanning over 200 countries worldwide, Coca-Cola is more than just a drink. It is a global beverage ecosystem, woven into the daily lives of billions of people. Coca-Cola's journey began in 1886, when pharmacist John Pemberton in Atlanta created a syrup derived from a product he had developed earlier, French wine of coca. At its core, this was a wine mixed with caffeine and extracts from coca leaves, widely marketed as a remedy to relieve headaches, fight fatigue, and boost alertness. Just 2 years later, in 1888, John Pemberton sold the secret formula and brewing rights to businessman Asa Candler for only $2,300. In 1892, Asa Candler founded the Coca-Cola Company, investing heavily in advertising and adopting a bold strategy, offering free samples to customers at soda fountains. Through this approach, Coca-Cola quickly outgrew its original scale, and by the early 20th century, had become one of the most recognizable soft drink brands in the United States. During this expansion, Coca-Cola continued to refine its formula. By 1904, the company had completely removed cocaine, and from then on, used only decocainized coca leaves in production. And in 1915, an icon was born, the Coca-Cola Contour bottle, designed to be instantly recognizable even in the dark or when broken, laying the foundation for a brand identity that has endured for more than a century. At the heart of the entire system is the beverage concentrate, the foundation that creates the familiar Coca-Cola flavor. In reality, only a very small number of people, rumored to be as few as 2, know the complete formula. This formula is stored in a high-security vault, located at the World of Coca-Cola Museum in Atlanta. The public can see the vault with their own eyes, but no one can access what's inside. Globally, there are only about 19 specialized facilities, certified by Coca-Cola, to produce the concentrate. At these sites, ingredients are measured and blended with near-perfect precision, then sealed into large containers or tanks and shipped to bottling plants around the world. Inside the factory, water makes up about 90% of Coca-Cola's formula. For that reason, water quality is not just important, it directly determines the final taste. At many plants around the world, Coca-Cola draws water from wells located on-site, tapping aquifers roughly 800 feet underground. This water is then rigorously disinfected and passed through multiple layers of advanced treatment technology, including nanofiltration, to achieve near absolute purity. This meticulous water treatment process ensures that every bottle of Coca-Cola, no matter where it is produced, delivers the fresh, consistent taste consumers expect. With the secret formula in hand, we can now step inside the factory and see how each bottle of Coca-Cola is made. Everything inside a Coca-Cola plant begins with the secret syrup, the true soul of the drink. It arrives at the factory quietly, transported by forklifts in plastic containers and large drums, then sent directly to the mixing area. There, the syrup is fed into a blending system along with water. The dilution ratio is tightly controlled, typically around 1 part syrup to 5 parts water, creating the familiar base of Coca-Cola. Next, depending on the specific product line, sweeteners are added in precisely measured amounts, then pumped through a complex network of pipes into holding tanks in the adjacent area. The next critical step is carbonation, where the mixture meets CO2 gas. Under high pressure, carbon dioxide is forced to dissolve into the liquid. This process creates the signature fizz you experience when opening a bottle or can of Coca-Cola. CO2 is unique in that it dissolves in water far more readily than oxygen or nitrogen. Thanks to high pressure, Coca-Cola can absorb several times its own volume of CO2, producing a strong yet smooth carbonation. Once carbonation is complete, Coca-Cola truly becomes the familiar carbonated beverage we know. Before a bottle of Coca-Cola is filled, everything begins with absolute cleanliness. Even newly manufactured bottles are thoroughly washed using an automated system. On this production line, speeds can reach 20,000 to 60,000 bottles per hour. Next, the empty bottles move into the filling stage, the central component of the production line. Coca-Cola is filled into the bottles under precisely controlled pressure to ensure a smooth, consistent flow. The system operates at around 5 degrees Celsius to minimize foaming, keep CO2 dissolved, and ensure uniform fill levels. Each filling machine can process up to 550 bottles per minute. Immediately afterward, an automated capping machine seals each bottle, locking in the CO2. The bottles then move on to the labeling stage. Each bottle receives the iconic red and white Coca-Cola label, which not only serves brand identification, but also contains critical information. The label includes the production batch code, manufacturing date, and expiration date, enabling precise traceability and quality control. For Coca-Cola cans, the process is just as rigorous. First, the cans are cleaned using a specialized sanitation system to ensure they are in perfect condition before filling. The Coca-Cola syrup is then pumped into a closed filling line. Immediately after filling, the cans are sealed. This step requires extremely high precision, as each can lid must withstand significant internal pressure to keep the CO2 stable inside. Finally, high-tech inspection systems scan every bottle to detect defects, such as cracks, loose caps, or improper fill levels. Any bottle that fails to meet standards is automatically removed from the production line. After passing quality control, approved bottles of Coca-Cola are transferred to the packaging area. There, the bottles are grouped into packs or cases and then wrapped in shrink film. The shrink wrap is heated to tightly seal each case, creating a protective layer that stabilizes the product and shields it from external impact during transportation. The cases are then consolidated into larger batches and fed into an automated palletizing system. Palletizing robots operate 24/7, ensuring precise and uniform stacking while optimizing load capacity for transport vehicles. and reducing the risk of workplace injuries. Once complete, the pallets are sealed and moved into storage to await distribution. And just like that, the familiar carbonated beverage you love has completed a long journey from a modern factory to the hands of consumers. If you found this process interesting, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel to discover more stories behind famous brands.